Boogity, 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 boys and girls. It's Too Wide Racing. I'm Tony. This is my sister Katie. We're up in the garage. You know it's Sunday. We just had a race. And gee willikers, we like this one a lot.
Yeah, it's defying expectations.
Really?
Didn't go into Kansas with very high hopes, but man, it was an exciting race.
Yeah.
Some real daring racing going on.
Yeah.
Getting aggressive, sliding in the corners.
Couple power slides.
And then, of course, our favorites did fantastic today.
Right. Helps our opinions.
Yeah, always makes you enjoy the race more.
Right.
And Kurt coming home with his first win of the season.
Man.
Very exciting.
He's good for like the 1 or 2 a year kind of vibe. No knock on the guy. He's a great driver. It's still a new team. He's the new addition to the team. They're still building over there. So this is huge, and this momentum to see a team gain this much momentum off a race at Kansas that was surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Is a hell of a Sunday surprise for us. We weren't ready for this. We kind of expected a ho-hum race. Kansas in the past has been a bit of a snoozer. Might take some Zoloft, call My Pillow, and take a little nap for him. But today, this one was peppered with wrecks, peppered with, like you said, passing. The announcers mentioned at points people coming through the field passing 10s and 20, 30, 40 positions throughout the race. The new car. This is a feather in the cap for the new car, right?
Yeah. It has looked fantastic on the 1.5-mile tracks this year.
If it's going to fix anything and it fixes that, I'll take it. It's just
For
weird
sure.
that the trade-off I sort of mentioned earlier today was like the short tracks somehow that's so weird. It doesn't make sense to me in my head. It kind of confuses me, and I can't fully wrap my head around why the short tracks are shuffling off of the new gen. But if it fixes 1.5, that's a hell of a start. And maybe a little bit of a trade-off, and we can figure out the short tracks going forward with this car.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if the short tracks get any better this year.
Right.
There has been, obviously, an adjustment period with the new car, so hopefully the short tracks can get back to the racing we're used to.
Right. Well, this is racing we are not used to, so that's something new for me. I felt throughout the year, we've been high praise on the car for its performance at the tracks and the different courses, but we all know that 1.5s make up a lot of the schedule. They've been, like I've mentioned, a bit of a bore in the past and a sore spot for me personally. I don't always like those races, but again, if the car now is doing a great bang-up job there, slide jobs at 1.5. I mean, Larson. It's Kyle Larson is the one we're all thinking about. He had an incredible, almost disastrous move on a pass for the lead.
Yes, going after Kurt, trying to get the lead position. That incredible slide and save was amazing.
It was all time.
Not only did he recover perfectly, he only lost about 2 seconds.
Right.
That was a joy to behold, and it felt like 2021 Kyle Larson, which has been woefully absent this season.
Or just the best of Larson, running around the top, making grooves and lines work that nobody else can.
And that aggression that no one can match, the daring moves he will do.
It's not even always with like contact; it's with line choice, which is what makes him stand out and why he is Kyle Larson, and he's a guy we're going to talk about for a long time. He's a generational talent. There's no denying it at this point. Look at his performance in all the sports, the cars, I should say, that he's been in and can make anything work. When he comes around, it's really exciting, even though we both we're not huge Larson fans. We don't like Hendrick. Chase gets a pass. He's cool. But when you see him coming in the top groove like that, like especially if those shots coming out of 4 or something, it just looks like a shark's in the water. And he's going to try anything, including wrecking himself. So to see him go on the edge like that today was beautiful, actually. It was made my day. It was really exciting.
Yeah. And he came home with a well-earned number 2 position.
Absolutely. He's going to get it figured out. Wait till late in the year. That's my prediction. Yeah. Wait till late in the year. He's going to click off wins when they got books and numbers on these tracks and cars and tires and everything. All the new. it's gonna be a lot more of that in the fall. That's my prediction, anyhow.
Yeah.
So we also saw Toyota today do surprisingly well every single one in the top 10. Is that correct?
Yes, phenomenal. And
Yeah.
other than Larson in number 2, they were 1 through 6.
Yeah, that is wild. Might have to search that online, but I don't know when that's happened the last time or anything like that. But that's rare air for Toyota. Mm-hmm. We are on the JGR fence of things. Rowdy Nation, go, whoop whoop. But it's the Toyotas, like we've mentioned in older videos, lag a little bit behind sometimes Chevy and Ford. They're more akin with Ford than they are with Chevy. Let's say it like that.
Yes, and not all of the Toyotas are the consistent performers of,
Right.
say, Kyle Busch. Denny's not had a good year.
Right.
Bubba's certainly not a guaranteed top 10.
This win with Denny's affiliation with the team today could give Denny a little bit of a burst that he needs right now. He needs a little pep. To be honest, he looked a little bit emotional greeting Kurt Busch, in victory lane or the pits.
Yeah, it was nice to see
yeah.
that. It was a special moment for 2311.
Yeah.
And incredible that they got to do it in that paint scheme.
Oh my God, the paint. We're going to have to get to the paint. But first, how many diggers was today's race worth?
You know what? Let's go with 5 diggers. This defied expectations. Never thought I'd give Kansas 5 diggers.
You know what? The Wicked Witch of the West couldn't have put on a better race today at Kansas if she would have shown up and made a house fall on someone. This show was incredible. I've never enjoyed, dare I say, a 1.5 mile race this much on a Sunday that I can just recall off the top. Oh, yeah, that one time. That one time at Kentucky. That one time. I mean, I saw a race at Kentucky, but this race was way better.
Yeah.
And on a 1.5, we might be getting a little overzealous, but you know what? In the spirit of Digger, in the spirit of racing, 5 big old diggers.
Yes. And in honor of Kurt Busch, who,
Right.
surprising no one, is winning best paint this week.
Yeah.
And this is the first time this season where the winner of the race has also had the best paint scheme.
Right.
And this is further proof that good paint wins races.
It's it's taken 13 to 14 races to prove our theory this year. However, the car that I was kind of almost most excited about theorizing in the beginning of the year, like, is there going to be like a Jordan brand, a Jordan nod? Denny had worn the same animal print, the elephant print that was all over the car this week on his fire suit or gloves before. And obviously like the Jumpman logos on his shoulders. But this was a full tilt, well done. There was not, I don't have a single complaint about that car. And then it won the damn race.
Yeah.
So this is,
Perfection.
sometimes paint week is a little bit of a struggle. Sometimes it's a grass. We're going to give awards to cars that ran 32nd. Is this the first time we've picked for the number 1 and number 1? Okay,
yes,
wow.
The first one.
He swept it. He swept it for us. Shout out to 23 Racing. It's also good to see him. I hope it lifts that whole ship over there. Bring on more, successful teams as far as I say.
Yeah.
And more Jordan cars. I don't want a Carolina car. Maybe a Space Jam car. Come on, dude.
Yes.
That in Columbia might be my 2, besides Violet Defense. They're coming in hard mid-season here with some really cool cars.
And the Jordan car is going to be one of his main sponsors.
Yeah.
So obviously I want to see this car again, but they have a lot of great material that they could draw from and have some incredible paint for that.
Yeah, there's a lot of resources for sure. The pit crew had all the uniforms, so that means it's probably coming back. Kurt had an awesome matching suit. Man, everything all came together with this one, and it was kind of magical. I gotta admit.
Kurt's fire suit was spectacular.
It was straight fire. There was a literal fire suit.
Following up after that beautiful car, another great-looking one, but this one not performing as well. We got Kozlowski and the King's Hawaiian.
Yeah.
New sponsor, looking fantastic with that orange and blue. Logo looking great on that hood.
Wasn't quite sure what it was at first, and then we found it. And I was like, "Oh, cool! Yeah, some sweet buns.
Yeah,
he needs some sweet buns over there.
Well,
needs something nice.
Maybe to cheer him up after the race, since
have a little Sammy.
The paint competition is the only one Keselowski's winning this year,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it's not his year, but he is looking good, so that counts in our book for something.
Yeah.
Who we got in third this week?
We got another not so great performer, but great looking car, 77, Josh Bilicki, and a car supporting Ukraine.
Yeah.
Which looked amazing. From the side, it was the Ukrainian flag, and we had Ukrainian flag racing stripes going down it.
It was a classic kind of, like the racing stripes down the middle, and then kind of just the line, like the lower part line or whatever you would call that. Kind of like the Earnhardt paint job or whatever.
Yeah, very classic, old
Yeah,
school
very simple.
style.
And man, I can't tell you how many times that works. I feel like a lot of the contemporary companies in their marketing departments get lost in the sauce and forget that, like, keep it simple, stupid. That works great, especially in a car traveling at very high velocity on television to read that you might not see very much in a race. Anyways, number 4.
Number 4, another good performing car, defying expectations.
Yeah.
Stenhouse.
Yeah.
Coming in number 8 this week.
Wow.
Who'd have thunk?
Right.
But with that Louisiana hot sauce car, it's easy to tell how you can finish in the top 10.
Put it on your fries, put it on your chicken. It's delicious. Any hot sauce. I would like to see more hot sauce. Hot sauce feels like it fits NASCAR.
Yeah.
Spicy. I wish NASCAR racing was even spicier sometimes. Maybe get some Frank's Red Hot involved. Maybe get a Texas. There was a Texas Pete car back in the day. So there's been other ones, and it just kind of feels right. It's a little mixed bag with the hood thing. The weird hood thing where it's the hood's always one thing, and then the rest doesn't always work. It kind of took away from this one, but nevertheless, it was new this week, and we added it.
Yeah, it had the red hood this week for Dillon's instead of Kroger. I guess it's Dillon's in Kansas.
Right. They should slough that. They should move that graphic farther up. It doesn't work all the way down. It's weird.
It's a unique take with the logo at the very bottom of the hood, and
it just could be a little bit better. That's all we're saying. But hey, you made our top 5 this week after losing the week before, so
yeah.
Welcome back.
And rounding out our list this week, we've got Buescher, who was in that striking Castrol car.
Yes.
With the just the gray metallic finish and the classic red and green Castrol colors.
Yeah, what didn't show up a lot today, I don't know where exactly that car ran or finished, but it did look cool. There was a couple different Castrol paint schemes this year. Keselowski had one, the black and white. This one I like better. The black and white is a little bit dull for me, but
the black and white one was certainly unique,
right?
And I think there's another just more traditional red and green one that's coming up that looks really good. That I'm looking.
Yeah, I'm awaiting that one. Although this one we gave it to it for being new. There's a lot of times on the list we try to highlight what's new in this week because paint matters. Make paint great again, by the way, too.
Yeah, and unfortunately, most weeks we don't get too many new paint schemes this far into the season, but
after an awesome throwback weekend, it was nice to see a full batch of like new ones to pick from though. So
but on the opposite end, a repeat offender, we got to just send straight to paint jail.
Oh boy,
Haley looking in that just awful in that leaf filter car.
You caused so bad it almost went back to hell today in a blaze of flames.
Yes, burst into flames, trying to rid itself of that god-awful paint job.
It was probably from the spite we have sent this car for weeks and weeks and weeks for being like the dumbest, least well-thought-out paint scheme on the track consistently. Boring, awful, and now it's in flames. That should be a signal. That's an omen.
Yes.
You're going to paint jail from us, and then the gods are trying to tell you to step up your art department.
Do better.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know if there's hope for that team at this point. It's been so long, so we're definitely coming down hard.
Yeah, well, hopefully at least next year Leaf Filter can get their act together and come up with something better.
Yeah.
But
hire somebody
probably going to stick with that stinker for the rest of this season.
Yeah, it looks like it. We might just have to ban it from the country. Send it to outer space or something. I don't know. Yeah. But anyhow, that was it for this week. And man, it was a hell of a show. I even said last week I wasn't looking forward to this, but I'm glad to sort of feel like I'm eating crow. I'm happy to feel that way about a 1.5 Speedway, Kansas in particular.
Absolutely. And next week, another
All-Star?
race we're not really looking forward to, the Texas All-Star race, but who knows?
Right.
After this week,
Could be
maybe
good.
this car will defy the odds once again and
Right.
give us an entertaining race.
I forget exactly the format because it has been shook up. So maybe with shorter segment, I believe that's what it is. Maybe more short segments in the All-Star. I forget exactly.
honestly
I
don't
can't. I don't know everything. I don't pretend to, but sometimes. But anyhow, it could be good. It could be good. This is the greatest season ever. Fox, you were wrong. Fox called it a year early.
Yep.
Again and again. So we will be back next week to talk about that race and tell you how many Ziggers it gets and tell you who had the best paint of the week, like we do. Boogity, boogity, boogity.
Amen.
Woo!